Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to take a minute to respond to within the script of using remote callers. Now, I've received a couple questions lately about the use of remote callers, so just want to put a little video regarding how I use them and what really needs to be the true focus when it comes to creating meaningful change and lasting results. Now, I understand a lot of trainers use remote callers as kind of like their central focal point. However, within the relational script and understanding the relationship at a deeper level, tools themselves are merely a part of how a person connects and thinks. So therefore, they're really within the script of change. They're really a pathway or a means to an end. I mean, all tools should eventually fade away at some level, and the person should come into right focus and right relationship. So therefore, when you're first starting to create change, using tools such as a remote caller, while they can be very effective, there should be kind of a best before date or an expiry date on them, where they begin to kind of take more of a back seat, rather than the focal point. Because the whole thing, this is the whole issue. Again, we get into this issue of what represents control and change, and how people who don't truly focus on themselves as the agent, they become locked into this kind of hamster wheel where they're just controlling, or they're within a certain kind of control script where they can never truly feel like they can actually get to the next level with their dog. And this is why when you see people walking dogs with pinch collars on and looking at the physical level, you'll see the picture of physical alignment, so that when you see someone walking a dog and they're using a pinch collar, it'll look great. But in the terms of how that influences the overall decision-making process of the dog, oftentimes what happens is the person is merely kind of leaning on that device as a crutch, so they can get control, but they're not really going to the next level of change. And again, that goes right into this issue of remote collars as well. When you're using a device such as a remote collar, it's about making sure it connects properly within the relational script, that seeing it as it's only a part of that script. It doesn't represent the central theme of the script, but it's merely another dot that connects, so that the person themselves fades in, so to speak. And this goes right into the whole depth of my system when it comes to focusing in on the person within the framework or within the script of what I define as relational change. And so, again, the remote collar, effective tool, especially, within the script, how I use it, I'm using it more so to bring the dog's, certain express states within normal parameters, such as, for example, it's a great tool to use when a dog is expressing a lot of barking, because that's a behavior that can get you really very annoying. It can get you in trouble if you have a dog, say, within a apartment building complex. So that's where the remote collar is very useful, because there's some behaviors you just need to get under control before you get kind of kicked out of your apartment, or the police are called. It's waking up the neighbors. That's where tools like that can be very effective within the script itself. But again, I use them more in a more targeted way within kind of a limited kind of range, such as barking behaviors, while the entire script is coming online. So anyway, if you have any questions about the remote collar, how I use it to make sure it's following the right path, that it's not going to just keep you into a kind of a stalemate situation, just like any tool, you can contact me anytime. I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. So hopefully this provides a little bit of clarity about remote collars. They're very effective, but they have an expiry date, so to speak, and they have a place, so to speak, within the script itself. They have their place, but they're just like all tools. They're designed to bring the person into focus, rather than keeping the person locked into a kind of a script of control rather than change. So thanks very much for watching.